Hi friends, in the last video we gave a task for you to go ahead to create the SharePoint site that will be displaying our list to, and also if you can create the first and second list, that would be great. So if you've done that, you can proceed to the next video, but if you're not, you will need to hang around so we do that together, because in this video we'll be creating both the asset assignment request list as well as the asset inventory list, and also we'll have to migrate those data that you have in your environment from the CSV file you're currently working with to the Microsoft list that we created. If you've not subscribed to my channel yet, please kindly do that, because that will help me create more content like this. And if you've done that, let's dive in. Next, we'll go over to our Microsoft list to create the list. So I'm just going to hit create. So on this list, there are two options. I can decide to go directly from the CSV file that we have by clicking on uploading the CSV file, going to the location, which is this. Going to the location, and I'm going to modify this. Say for instance, this should be a choice. This one is going to also be a choice field. This one is person or group. This one will be date time. This also is going to be choice. And then this a lengthy text. We can use multiple text for this as well. So I can go from this to creating my CSV file. The other option will be to click on the create list, which is this option, and then you are going to select the SharePoint team site you are going to deploy to. For me, I'm going to leave it as the IT team SharePoint site, and then you are going to give it a name. In my case, I'm going to call it an access inventory, which is this, and I'm going to hit create. So as you can see, it's just going to create a blank sheet for me to work with. So this title, I'm going to click on column setting. I'm going to rename this title to be asset tag. Of course, you can decide to hide the first title column, but I won't just do that. So I'm just going to save that. So the next column I'm going to add is something called the asset type, right? Next, asset type, and all of the asset type we'll have will be this. So I'm going to add them to the choice. Just click on the choice and paste them. So these are not choices. I'm just going to click and see and save that. So the next is the brand or model. From brand or model is just going to be a text feed. So I'm going to paste that brand or model, single line text. I'm going to save. Next is the serial number text, paste, and I'm going to save that. Status is next, text, and it's going to be choice. So I'm going to paste that. So I'm going to close this, and I'm going to save that. Next will be assigned to. This time we are going to be dealing with people, so it's going to be person. White space, save. So the next will be the dates it was assigned to. I'm going to copy that. Date time. I'm going to save that. So you can also modify the date settings to include time. So let us add that, include time. And if you need a friendly format, you can go with that, but it's fine. Let us include time and save that, because we don't have dates yet. So the next is condition. Add column, choice this time, next, condition, and the choices are new, good, faulty. I'm going to copy that. I don't need this too. And I'm going to save that. And lastly, we got remark, which is going to be multiple line. Next, and I'm going to call it remark. I'm going to save that. And that's it. We have our list. So the next thing will be to copy all of these inventories and then paste it on the list that we have. So I'm just going to highlight them, copy, go back to my list. Now I'm going to edit in grid view, click on the first column and come and paste it. So once you contribute, it's going to paste that. So if you look at this first column, we have an error telling you that, okay, this name might not be in your tenant, right? It might not be in the person in your tenant. So that means this is a wrong feed. So all you need to do is to go to the feed, click on it, and then edit it. Could either remove it or look for it. Since it's a person feed, so this is the correct one, legal. So once you do that, it's going to look at that and correct that. So if you have columns that are wrong, you manually want to take that out. You see now there's no printer, there can only be monitor, so you can manually correct that, right? So once you do that, you can proceed. So this, for instance, this is also a wrong feed. I can look at it, close that. So for column that does not exist, what you might want to do will be after you are done, you might just take them out first, go back to the status, go to the properties, and add that choice. So after adding that choice, you can now come back and assign the choice to them. So that's one way you can handle that. So let's proceed to creating the next, which is our asset assignment list. So I'm going to click on that. So this time I'm still going to go with this option because we don't have a CSV file for that, and I'm just going to copy the name, which is asset request. Of course, I'm deploying it directly to my team site, and I'm going to click next. So you might not want to show it on the navigation as if your SharePoint site is public, but I will always advise use the private SharePoint site for this. So this time I'm just going to hide this. I can hide this column if I want to, but this time I'm just going to hide that column. Column settings, hide this column. The first column I'm going to create is a person column, so I'm going to click that, and I go to person and click next, and the name of the column will be requester. The type is person or group, so I'm clicking save. The next will be employee's name, so I can add that person next, and I'm going to paste that employee's name. I'm going to save that. I'll add another column which is also text next, and this time is the department. You can enter a department. The next is asset type, so I'm going to add, and this time it's going to be choice, and paste that, and the choices will be laptop, router, and the choices will definitely be this, and I'm going to save that. Also, I'm going to add the text feed, which is justification. Then use multiple for people that like long text. Justification. The next will be the approval status. It's going to be choice. I'm going to name that approval status. And the choices will be pending, approval, rejected. Right? So I'm going to paste this. And then take this guy out. And save that. Also, the next will be the person that approved it. At column, choice, next. Person that approved it, approver. This time is person, not choice, so let's change that. Save. Next is assign tag. So we want to look at the tag that has been assigned to the device. So in this case, we used to go with text, tag, single line, and then save. So, and lastly, assignment status, which is assignment, still going to be a choice. I'm going to paste that, delete, copy that, and add the choices, which is what we just have. Save. So far so good. We've created the IT requests. We created the IT request list, which is what we have here. So the next will be to create a form for this list. So I'm just going to hit the form button. So I'm going to click create new form. I might want to add a logo to the form. So I'm just going to search, add the logo. The title of the form, we'll call it asset assignment request form. You can add description if that works for you. So we need to take out some column that are not important. We don't need this, so I'm going to hide. Requester, we need employee's name. Requester, we don't want to fill requester from here, so we're still going to hide this. Employee's name, we want to mark this as required. Department, we want them to enter the department. Asset type, we want them to select asset type. We want them to provide justification. This, we don't want to fill this from here, so I'm going to hide this. Provide this not their feed, I'm going to hide that. Assign tag, very important. And lastly, assignment status, I'm going to hide that. So for this, I'm going to mark it as required and then move it up a little bit. Then I'm going to move it up a little bit. So this also is going to be required. Basically, I'm just going to require all of this feed to be entered, right? So let's review. We have the employee's name, the department, the asset required, the assign tag to the assets, and then the justification. So this is fine. So we can close this. So now we've created our request, and then we created our form that we can issue out to the person we are assigning device to for them to fill. The next step will be creating the Power Automate workflow to streamline all of these processes together.